Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but it means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own knitting project. If you're like me and really enjoy having something on in the background while you work, sometimes the content you like is very visually engaging and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today, it is another episode of working on the Mitt the Family pattern. As we picked up from yesterday, we have about an inch left of knitting to do before we can start to bind off the top of the mitten and then work on the thumb area. And I did forget to mention that if you are not yet involved in this pattern, it is reversible. So you start out knitting the seed stitch looking bit, but on the inside you have this rib pattern. And because I added another color, the rib pattern shows the garter stitch, or at least the part where I introduced the new color. So that's not quite as flattering as, let's say, having a nice seamless transition between the two colors. So this one's probably just going to stay on the outside with the seed stitch looking pattern, and then maybe if I do this again one day, I will just keep it a solid color so I don't have that weird extra line in the inside where the colors meet. So we're just going to continue to work in pattern. I hope you guys are having a good day wherever you are. Here it is Sunday night, very late. I mentioned previously that I had some chores to do and other things like that, so I've just been in the kitchen pretty much all day. I took a nap after, then cooked dinner and cleaned up after that, so I've just been doing my thing, but we do have some more errands to take care of tomorrow, so yes. And I know I was complaining about the ice cream instead of the cookie dough that I bought, and I still cannot get into the system to file a complaint about my delivery, so I'm hoping it'll come up soon because the previous order I have does say report a problem, but this one does not. And one thing about Instacart is because I did 2 orders in the same sitting from different stores, it counts it as like one delivery session, so I have to wait until everything has been delivered from each store before I can go in and actually make them aware that there's an issue. So I think I've learned my lesson, and next time I'm just going to order them as separate deliveries instead of one session from multiple stores, because it doesn't really work in my favor, unless of course you don't want to toggle between a lot of stuff, but I think it'll be easier if I do it that way, so that if I come into any more problems with my order being incorrect, I can immediately handle it because it's not waiting on another person to deliver the food. So there's that. But yeah, I have to go into work tomorrow for some training. I only have it scheduled for an hour because I have to do something else the same day, and it's time sensitive, so I told them I'd meet them at my job in about an hour's time, and I said I don't think it's going to take this long, but if there are any questions that come up, then we'll have that time to spend together to talk about it. So we'll see. By the way, if the power goes out, that'll be a problem, but my lights have been flickering today, and not all day, just recently, and there have been some storms rolling through, so I wonder if it has to do with that. But just warning, if the video cuts out for the rest of the evening without an official see you later, that'll be why. But I might have to hop on my phone and just do a quick farewell if that does happen. But yeah, we're almost through here, and then we can start on the next one hopefully tomorrow. Honestly, I mean, the way things are going with this pattern, it knits pretty quickly. I've only in real life spent a couple days on it, and I mentioned before, it's like, you know, you're seeing this throughout the week, but really it's just one day chopped up into several episodes, and we're making some progress. It was so funny. I was editing the video that you guys are gonna see on Thursday. You guys have already seen the video on Thursday, but I was up really late Saturday working on it because, you know, I did my little walk, I came back and did some more filming, and then I had to edit after. And part of that video, you'll see there's a jump cut, and that's because I had to sneeze in the middle of recording. And funny enough, or not funny, scary, it could have been scary, I was so like not in the right state of mind that when I was editing it, I forgot that I sneezed, and thank goodness it was scheduled to upload later. And I woke up and I'm like, oh no, I remembered I sneezed in that video and I left it in, and you guys are gonna hear and see the loudest sneeze in the world. So I had to go back in, delete the upload, edit it, upload it again. So I was like, wow, I don't know. Because I was like, oh yeah, this one was fine. I was like, wait, nope. Close call. But we'll probably just do this one video. Since it's a weeknight, my partner is going to be going to bed soon, and since the room is right next to the bedroom, I think they're going to have some hard time going to sleep if they hear me talking in here, because the walls are so thin. So we might have to pick this up tomorrow as well. But we're making some progress. You could probably hear them coming upstairs right now. And it's nice because today it was cool enough that I don't need to have the fan running in here. It's been a long time since I've been able to sit comfortably in this room without needing any AC or window, or just, you know, plain old really hot. So that's nice. But we'll see how long we keep up this cool front. It'll be nice if it stays just like this for the rest of the season, but I know I'll be thinking wishfully if that's the case. But very excited here to start on some other projects. Have some vanilla socks lined up. I actually am going to be buying a pattern book very soon, probably like literally tonight after I'm done filming, because I discovered this place called Better World Books, which is a kind of like a charity, but they proceeds of the sales go to different causes like literacy programs. Books are donated to impoverished countries, and some of them are used books. They also partner with the Internet Archive, and the Internet Archive has like this free internet library. As long as you have an email address, you can sign up to use it, which is pretty cool. And I was hoping that I could use it to participate in my book club again, but of course, every time I go to look at the titles that are on our list of things we're reading for the next month, they're either not in the collection or they're already checked out, so I can't read them. But maybe one day, as we continue to social distance, I'll be able to participate virtually with the book club without making a purchase for the book, because I really don't want to buy any more books that are not of interest to me, but I like the program because I just like to hang out with people and talk about the different books we read. But yeah, sometimes it's hard to get a legit electronic copy for free, and fairly, not like somebody pirating a scan or something. So that's it. It's been a long time since I've gone to the club, honestly, because I think February was the last time. So I miss the gang, but I think we're all very well aware of the lack of intimacy doing it virtually, but they still do it. There are still people who sign up to go, but I am online doing meetings all the time. It's hard to just do my maybe once a month, once every 2 or 3 month meeting with my friends that I know and enjoy and have a lot in common with. So let alone like trying to do this with my book club where we're reading something we might not all enjoy, but the point is just to learn different perspectives and grow, understand new concepts, instead of being stuck in the books you always like to read, venturing out, having these discussions with other people. But at the same time, I don't want to add to my collection with things that aren't of my tastes, so we'll see. But we are just making our way. I believe the pattern says I need to end on a purl row. I had to look again, but I'm pretty sure that's what we need to do here. So after I finish this round, I'll take a look at the pattern again, see what we need to do. I think my partner's singing, or trying to. They're very tone deaf, so it sounds almost like my cats are being stepped on, but I know that's not what it is, but it sounds just as horrible of a noise as a cat that got their paw stepped on. Oh, speaking of cats, last night after I finished editing and I was coming to bed, Koji and I had a little mother-son moment where he was in such a good mood, and I'm really lucky that he loves to be brushed, and I had to brush him as he's a big you've seen Koji. If you have not seen Koji, please check out the happy birthday Koji video I have, because he is at the end with a photo montage of him and his fluffiness. But he's a fluffy gray cat, and so he sheds a lot, and he mats underneath his, on his belly. Mainly like his armpit area gets matted a lot, so I have to brush him all the time to keep those under control. And I felt one, so I was like trying to comb it, but because he loves the brush so much, he just kept turning to get like other sides combed, and then he'd lay down. And he loves the brush, but he also gets overstimulated, so if I go too fast on his tummy, then he'll start to swat at me, and then I have to stop. So I have to do like broad, long, slow strokes, and that's good for him, but it doesn't help me get really into where the mat is to comb it out. So I think tonight I'm going to have clippers, because when he was younger, he would always have a lot of dingleberries, so we would just clip his butt fur, like the back of his legs and like around his bum, clip the fur really short so he wouldn't have them as much, and that really helped. But now that he's older, he doesn't have them. I don't know what it was, but it was just a phase, I guess. But those are under control now. But I still have the clippers, so I think I'll whip him out and give him a trim on his armpit, since he won't hold still enough for me to comb the mat. Alright, so now I'm just going to curl that to hold this stitch marker in place and take a look. Alright, so here we are right here. We've knit some more. I'm guessing it's about 1.5 inches and not 2 inches yet, but my eyes always deceive me, so I'm going to put it on my lap and give it a measure right now. As I suspected. Okay, so yeah, we're at 1.5 inches left. So we have 1/2 inch left to go, and while I measure, let me take a look at the instructions. Okay, yes. It says 2 inches from under the gusset, ending with a purl round. Cast off purlwise. So we'll just do that. But yes, I guess I will ask you guys, if you are a pet owner, does your pet mat? Are they fluffy like Koji? Thankfully, he has like a well, I wouldn't say like normal coat, but he doesn't have a cotton coat. Cotton coat cats have to be brushed like even more than a couple times a week. Like they have to be brushed every day, because their fur is so fine and soft, it mats really easily. And his tummy area has like a nice plush coat, but it's not cotton feel, cotton texture, so he can get away with not being brushed as often. But I do have to spend extra time checking his armpits because of how he lays and rolls around, and just the constant, going like this all the time, like a human would get a little chafed, and he just kind of like mats up on his armpits. So we have to cut them out or brush them if I catch him early enough. But not this guy. He's gotta be squirmy. Thankfully he likes to be brushed, it's just that I can't overstimulate him, and then he starts to get too playful and wants to bat at the brush, wants to bat at me or chew on it. And so to make sure I only do a little bit at a time. But yeah, that was last night / early this morning. I was just giving him a good grooming, going down his back. He loves it when I like back comb his under chin, like if I comb like this out, ooh, it feels good. It feels like a scratch. So he likes that a lot. And combing on the side. Sometimes I just hold the brush out and let him do it himself. He'll just rub on it, you know. He loves it. He'll see it. He'll see it in my hand and he'll come right over. Kabu, on the other hand, she thankfully, well, she's a little weird because she grooms herself, but she'll literally like eat her fur off of her skin. And that's why I've mentioned a couple times how her tummy is like kind of just peach fuzz, because like from her kind of like her nipples down to where her tail starts, it's just kind of fuzz, just a little bit of fuzz. And it wasn't always like that, but it wasn't until we moved here that she started over grooming, and we finally got her tail. She bit all the fur off of the tip of her tail too at one point, and licked her tail on the underside a lot, and had a bald patch there for a while, and finally all of that hair grew back. But she's still obsessed about her tummy, and the vet said as long as she's not like doing a lot more of it or harming herself in any way, then she's fine. She's just neurotic. Like, we got a steroid shot before because she was licking and biting and she'd get little sores, but those have gone away, thankfully. But she's still just like lick, 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 then she'll go, and she'll like bite at it with her little tiny front teeth. And I'm like, there's not even any fur there. Like, what are you biting? So she usually doesn't. She sheds, but most of the time if she's having any issue, she's coughing up a hairball because she's just biting at all this fur that doesn't even exist. So she gets hairballs because she's cleans way more than Koji does, but she has like a silky coat, so it's easy just to like rub her and like kind of pull the fur out as you go, and it just comes right out. So I don't even really need to brush her like that, because her coat's a lot more easy to take care of. I don't have to go real deep because she has thin coat of fur, but you know, Koji's flushy. Koji is fluffy, so he takes a lot more energy to brush through. I wish I had like a porch or something so I could do it outside, and then the fur could be for the birds to make their little nests. My partner grew up with fuzzy dogs. Well, he had a Sheltie when they were little, and she died when they were 16 or so. They had to put her down. But then they got a Shiba Inu, and she's really old now. Last time I saw her, I was like, wow, this might be the last time I see you because you're so old. I felt really bad. She's like incontinent now and will go to the bathroom wherever, so they keep her in the kitchen, which I don't like. I wish she could just kind of walk anywhere she wants, but the kitchen's like her place. Thankfully the kitchen's big, so it's like the kitchen and the dining room, so she has a lot of space, but it's like, it's not comfy. There's nowhere nice to sit, so because she pees on everything, she has just like a towel on the floor to lay on, and like, I feel bad, but she is not my pet, and I've told my partner how I feel about it, but they can only express so much to their parents with them to make any action, so yep. But when she was younger and I'd go to visit, they would brush her out in the front yard because of how much she'd shed during the seasonal changes. She'd just have like clumps of fur falling off because she had her undercoat and everything, so she'd need to be brushed a lot. But She's a sweet girl. She still goes on walks. They still walk her every morning. So that's good. She still gets to go outside and enjoy what dogs like to do. But yes, grooming time is interesting. Yay. Okay. Almost to the end. I'm gonna do one. Oh, cool. Well, there says there's 3 minutes left, and every time that happens, I look away for what I think is a little bit, and I look back up, and then you guys are already gone. So let me finish up this one, and then we will continue with the project tomorrow and see how things are looking before we can bind off and add the thumb part. And I will say that I just saw Jenny's comment on the first video I made of this series, and she said she's going to work on a glove or mitten with a different type of gusset and everything, because this one didn't fit her, and I am knitting the medium size, and I don't know yet. It seems like it might fit me, but it is like literally the second to the last size, so my hand is, big, but I'm still like a woman design so it's not like a dude hand, and if I'm only a medium, I don't know if a large is going to be that much better for a guy, so you probably will have to adjust this even more to fit a hand that's a lot bigger than my hand. So honestly, I feel like I can probably do the large size too and be okay with that for me, because this does honestly stretch a little bit when I put it on, so it's not even like super the right size for me. But there we have it. This is where we are right now. We don't have very much further to go before we can cast off and work on the next one. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye.